Hello, y'all. Chase Lee Hockey here at the Blue Futon. We're going to do something a little bit different. This is my first time actually just talking to you as a reviewer, as someone who watches movies from so many countries around the world and so many different time periods, from Czech movies from the 60s to Indian movies from the 80s, Indian movies to today, South Korean movies from the 60s, Japan movies from the 50s. Like, I watch everything. But the big news now that happened a couple of days ago is RRR was not picked up by India to be nominated for the Indian submission for the Academy Awards for the USA. However, a movie called Chhello Show, Chhello, which is actually called The Last Film Show, was picked up by India. Now, there's been a lot of backlash, especially from movie producer and director Adam McKay, thinking RRR should have been nominated by India, and it's a travesty. And RRR is actually playing at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood September 30th with the director coming to the USA. So I think that's a huge thing. I think the director now has gotten a contract with a US company in Hollywood to do some movies. So I think this is opening the door tremendously for a lot more American people to see Indian movies. It was a huge thing that RRR actually hit Netflix. But people need to also realize there's Vikram, there's KGF on Amazon Prime. It's not just Netflix with this RRR. There's plenty of other Indian movies out there that are extremely well done, extremely well produced, that need to be watched by everyone worldwide. Actually, RRR is showing in Japan starting in October. So it's not even done rolling out in theaters. But the main thing is RRR not getting picked up a travesty? And should it be this Chhello Show, even though there's backlash for this? Should it have been RRR? Yes and no, in my opinion. I know some people absolutely love the movie. I think it's a great movie. However, I have a feeling why it wasn't picked up. It's not serious enough, and they don't think it's prestige enough for the Academy Awards. What do I mean by that? Pretty simple. When you look at all other international film features that are from other countries, you have Parasite. You have this year probably Decision to Leave. All Quiet on the Western Front. Then you have like A Prophet. Then you have a lot of like movies from Iran, UK, France, Les Miserables. I'm saying that completely wrong. But you have all these serious movies with political messaging that always gets picked up by, the Oscars and social commentary. Yeah, they could be some dark comedy, but they're just usually nitty-gritty, just down to earth, and just kind of not a happy message movie. The thing is, RR does have a happy message. It does have a great dance scene. It does have a great history lesson, if you want to put it that way. It's fictional, but with British and India in 1919. So I think it has a great thing. But the thing is also, the Oscars don't like action movies this way. Like, this 1 versus 20 versus 1 versus 50. And I think they need to break that barrier of what they're trying to do. And I know Adam McKay is trying to say, RR is going to be, best picture, not just international, but the top 10. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that's like 1,000,000 to 1 odds. But if it does happen, I will give it a thumbs up. But I think Triangle of Sadness and or Decision to Leave will be the ones that actually pick it. Actually, I just watched Official Competition. I think I said that right, with Penelope Cruz and Antonio Banderas. That was a fantastic movie from Spain. Holy shit, how did I miss that one? But is it a travesty? It can be for some people, and I think it is on some levels because it is a fun time. It's directed well. The action set pieces are fantastic. I mean, yes, some of the CGI might not be the greatest with some of the tigers and stuff coming out of the truck at the middle fight scene, but it is still a fun movie that I think needs to break the fourth wall, if you want to put it that way, for audiences. Because if this would have been nominated internationally, this would have blown up for everyone, not just America, around the world, to be like, wait a minute, what else does India produce? What other movies do they actually have? Because unfortunately, when you talk to a lot of people about Indian movies, they think of straight up Bollywood movies that are just absolutely bonkers and makes no sense. Here, yeah, there might be some scenes that make no sense, but it's still a very grounded movie with solid action set pieces, good CGI, and solid acting. And my God, that dance sequence puts La La Land to freaking shame. But now let's talk about the movie that got submitted, which some of the backlash is, A, it's not even a movie from India, and B, it came out in 2001. And this is where I kind of get a little scared about movies like this. So the last film show, what is it about? It's when the magic of movies conquers 9-year-old Same's heart. He moves heaven and earth to pursuit of his 35mm dreams. However, he is unaware of heartbreaking times that await him. This what scares me. You have this. You have Fableman. You have Armageddon Time. What's the one that came out last year about another? Then you have Empire of Light. And then you have, what's the other one that came out last year that nominated for an Oscar? Belfast. Kenneth Branagh's one. Duh. So you have all these movies that are basically like the power of cinema. 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 My life in the past. 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 And it almost feels like we're getting to territory we're going to have a bunch of film critics or film students be like, oh my gosh, this is a movie that I need to watch. This is totally for my heart. So it kind of scares me that we're getting into this realm of watching the same stuff over and over again about past cinema, past cinema, past cinema. And I think this is the safe bet of why India decided to do it, because it's the same as the Fablemans. They saw the Fablemans came out this year. Look at it. You have Armageddon Time. Even though it's not about cinema, it's about the director's past. Empire of Light. So it's like, time out. I understand what we're doing, but geez, we need originality to show up on the screen. So overall, is it a travesty? I can't say it isn't because I haven't seen this movie, but is it up to you? Do you think RRR should have been the one picked up for the Academy Awards? Honestly, I think it should have been, because that would have broken so many walls in India for other people to see this movie. Because even though RRR has been on Netflix for quite some time, still not a lot of people are going to watch it or they just pass through it. You have, of course, the huge movie buffs that are going to watch it. But other than that, you need to break the barrier. Break the barrier, Academy people. Get out of your bubble. I know that people are like, oh, what about Parasite? One movie doesn't mean shit. Because what won last year? Coda? That's not... Coda. And then No Man Land. No Man Land. Those aren't holding up. That's all I'm going to say. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you think it's Bluetopia. You Blueton, take watch and have a great day. Let me know if you like this video, because I could do a lot more of these or a lot less of these. But award season is a due.